Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to draw with a mouse. A lot of people, they think that to draw something good, they're going to have to, have a stylus, a tablet, everything. Nah, I'm going to show you today quick and easy steps how, to draw with a mouse. And I'm going to be using Paint 3D. So today, we are drawing Darkness from Konosuba. And here we go, I'll show you the steps right now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is that make sure, you have a good sized canvas. Stretch it, do whatever, you have to do. And the next step after that is making sure you have the right brush. So what I'm going to do right now, it's just going to be, a quick little outline. So, we're gonna have the head, right? And, her hair is gonna have like little things. Alright, yeah, you see that? It's just easy. You see? Look at that. And you could try to be accurate at this step, but it's not the most important thing. You just want to make sure that you get used to the feel of the brushes. Let's see. And this isn't too hard of a character to draw. See, look at that. The hair is really easy. Hair is probably one of the easiest things to do. See, and I know you might think this is a little dark for outline, but it doesn't matter because what I'm going to do after this, I'm just going to trace it with the marker brush. It's going to come out really nice. So feel free to like do whatever you want with this part, because this is really just just a little thing to get you started. See, look at that. Now, drawing shapes like this might be a little too hard for you guys if you're just starting. But don't worry. You just gotta do this a couple times and it'll come out fine. Alright, see? Now, we're gonna make this exactly like the reference, but when you decide to do one for yourself, you're gonna, you could take some artistic liberty in that and make it however you want to make it. Like, see how this so far is exactly like the reference? You could change anything you want. Like, it doesn't have to, the hair doesn't have to be exactly the same, the armor doesn't have to be exactly the same. Mine is, but again, this is just a tutorial, so I'm just gonna show you guys something, quick and easy. Look at this. See? Super, super simple. A lot of people, mostly guys, have trouble drawing women, and I've heard the opposite, that women have trouble drawing men because you're not used, when you're drawing the same gender as you, it's a little easier because you kind of already know what it's gonna be like. You already kind of have the feel for it. And you don't have to use references as much. But I'll tell you guys right here now, it is not that hard. I remember being so scared of drawing female characters, but now look at this. I don't, this is just the outline, and I already tell this probably be one of the best things I've ever done. Right, so I'm just trying to tell you guys, don't be scared of trying out new things, especially when it comes to art. When it comes to trying to find your own style, because everyone wants to have, their art style, something that makes your thing unique. Don't be scared when it comes to trying new things, especially when it comes to drawing characters of a different gender of you. You want to take, those steps, and it's okay to take baby steps at first, but eventually you're gonna have to overcome your fear. Now the face is granted a little harder when it comes to anything. So what I always do, which is not what everyone does, is I start with the eyebrows first, because I know a lot of people say maybe start with the eyes or do like the little cross thing here, but I say when you start with the eyebrows, you don't have to worry about them being too big or too small, because then you could just adjust the rest of the face to it. Now Darkness has particularly big eyes, because she is an anime character. That didn't mean anything, like, I'm not trying to say all anime characters have big eyes. See, look, perfectly proportionate eyes. See, you want to try to make them like a mirror image. Like before, I would draw my eyes like this. And they look nothing alike. Alright, like this is hideous. I would get so frustrated with myself. But after practicing, I was finally able to get them like this, where they're perfectly symmetrical. Alright, now anime noses, they're pretty tiny, so you just kind of got to look a little thing like this. Right? See? How she has just like a little like line? Do that, it's perfect. Super easy. Same thing with the mouth. She kind of just has like a little line like this. See? Alright. Now, doing the outline of the eyes was just the first step. Before we do that, we want to darken everything. So, to make it easier on yourself, just take the fill tool, make it black, select the part. Oh, make sure you turn your tolerance up all the way. My bad. And it might do this sometimes. But that's totally fine. You just click undo. And you just gotta play around with it until you get the right tolerance. See? Look at that. Boom. Easy. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Look. Never have to worry about, tediously, recopying the lines. I used to have to do that, but with the wonders of Paint 3D, unlike, cheap programs that, only losers have, with Paint 3D, you can use the fill tool. I'm not sponsoring them or anything, but I will tell you this. It's not a cheap program like Photoshop, It's super, it might be a little too expensive for you, but, if you really are thinking about getting into digital art, Paint 3D is the way to go. When people tell you to go Photoshop, they just assume that they haven't actually done anything on it themselves. You don't have the fill tool or anything. You know, there's so, you know, such little things you can do on it. But see, with this, see how in such a short amount of time I've already done the outline for most of it. See? And another pro tip, when it comes to using this fill tool, you know how sometimes if I were to like accidentally do that or something, or say I click on a line and it fills the whole thing, then you just kind of want to zoom in a little more to make sure that you're clicking on the actual, you know, the darker spots of the line. Because sometimes, like, look at this. You see how sometimes, like right here, it's a little lighter than others. If you do it, it will also sense all the white parts of the paper as that. So you're going to want to click the dark spot on it. See? Boom. There we go. Okay, now that you got the outline done, and then you use the fill tool, you got all that done. This is basically we're almost at our finished product. Now we do our fine tuning with a marker tool. Now the marker tool is a lot more smooth than the pencil, but it's also a lot darker. And you know, sometimes you'd rather have a good color contrast than a steady line, you know. So when it comes to the eyes, you're gonna put the thickness down all the way, all right, and you're just gonna do this, make a perfect little circle. See, look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Again, perfectly proportionate. You want a 1-to-1 ratio. You don't want a 2-to-1. You don't want a 2-to-1 like that. You want a perfect 1-to-1 ratio, just like this. Okay? So, if you didn't notice, what I was doing here is I am marking off parts like this, see? So how everything is its own little segment. Now the reason I did that is because our last step is gonna require the use, or our second to last step is gonna require the use of the fill tool again. And, you know, say if I was to not do what I just did, it would fill the entire thing with the color that you choose. But now, look at this. It only colors the sections that you chose. Pretty neat, right? Look. See? It's great. Feel free to work with the white that's already on the canvas. Don't fill in with white anymore because you're just going to take away from the darkness of these lines. See? Okay. Now, when it comes to skin color, if you want to, you know, take the easy way out, in the fill tool, there's like this little dropper. And what it does is it senses the color of what it's on. You see this? And so then you just go to your original image, and that's the color that you're using. See? Look at this. Exactly the same as this picture. See? And here you could play with like shading, see? Because you know how, see the armor is white here, but because of the shadow from her hair and everything, it's gonna be gray down here. There's a lot of neat things you can do. See? Now Darkness's hair is it's blonde, but it's not a yellow like this. So, you know, play around with colors till you get exactly what you want. See, she has blue eyes, but I don't like this blue. See? So you click on the color, and now you could change it with the color editor, right? And you get this gradient. See? Look at that. Beautiful. And then for the pupils, which is like one of the last parts, you could do this. Look at that. Now, you just oops. Make sure you switch back to your tools. Finish the rest of the, the coloring. See? And now is time for the last part, which is gonna be our shading and stuff. And don't think of shading like I said earlier with this. We're gonna actually be using the airbrush tool. And see, look at this. See that perfect shading? And now we're gonna do this. This part is tedious, so I'm going to do it off camera, but just know this part is necessary. Don't think you can skip it, or you're not gonna be able to get the right result. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have just finished shading and doing all the work with the shadows and accents, and now it is time to reveal our final product. Look at that. Look how good this came out. And it was so easy too. I showed you guys, and anyone could do this. If I could do it, you can do it. And believe me when I say that. This is all super easy stuff. Even if you have no prior knowledge when it comes to art, digital art, and if you have no experience with it, anyone could do this. And I literally mean anyone could draw stuff like this. See? All the shadows and everything, that might take a little longer, but honestly it's worth it when you could do something like this and have it be super easy. But guys, thank you for watching. This was my tutorial of how to draw digital art with a mouse. And again, the character that I drew today was Darkness from Konosuba. Thanks for watching.